So we took the 370Z to Santapod for its first runs down the quarter mile. We thought it'd be relatively plain sailing, but little did we know the day that Santapod had in store for us.
You missed it.
If you're wondering how fast the 370Z went, stay tuned.
Do I look sexy?
We realised we needed to learn all about it. It's one thing watching, it's another thing driving. Therefore, we booked ourselves in at Santapod's Dial-In Day.
Wow.
So what is Dial-In Day? Dial-In Day is a novice-only drag racing event to learn the art of drag racing, surrounded by experts, people that have spent their lives drag racing, and not just the Santapod team. We were joined by champions, racing dynasties effectively, and families that are all involved in it, and plenty of others as well. And when I say the art of drag racing, I mean it. There is so much to learn. Although I was nervous, they put your mind at ease. They all wanted to help, although I'm sure a few of them were taking notes, because some of them will be our competitors this year. The day kicked off in the classroom for introductions and some fundamentals, but before we knew it, we were out for round one of qualifying.
You like this beer? It's your favourite beer. There we go. Ready to go. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
All set?
Make this sexy. It smells like crayons. Do I look sexy?
So heading out for our first qualifying sessions, we were told, take it easy, get used to staging, go through the motions, do a soft launch like a Tesco's pull away, don't break the car and get to the other end, don't worry about how fast. Before we even get to the line, we needed to set a dial-in. And what is a dial-in, you may ask? A dial-in is the fundamental part of bracket racing. The dial-in is what you expect your car to run the quarter mile in. We set a modest 14 seconds. So the aim? Don't break out. What's breaking out? Going too fast, too furious, and going faster than 14 seconds, or whatever we set our dial-in time to. I didn't know what to set. I didn't really do much Googling because, quite frankly, I just wanted to learn by doing.
That was run one done. Very nervous.
Tell us about your first run.
Nerve-wracking. I tried to focus on the staging and that was it. I probably was a bit scrappy off the line. First and second, I don't even remember changing gear. Third gear, I don't know if I went from third to fourth. It was fun, really smooth. Car felt good, but yeah, lots to work on. Lots. Hello, beautifuls.
Hey, I'll definitely change your diving.
You can, you're the champion.
Just having a moment, just come from the classroom, done 3 qualifications now, and we're off out for our first eliminations. Having a bit of a quiet moment because it's a lot to think about and process, and you're going out bang 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 quicker than likely a race weekend. Really enjoying it. I want to do a lot better. Struggling a bit to get the revs right on the line. It feels fantastic, but of course I'm thinking more than just the joy of driving. Maybe hoping to do a bit better in eliminations, at least getting it right. There's always that will to win, but yeah, let's do this. Got the Paul Walker in my head. I'm gonna win, he's gonna win, we're gonna win. Yeah, excuse the hair, I did it this morning just for you. At the end of every run you get a timing slip, which effectively tells you all kinds of data, including, most importantly, what your quarter mile time is. And I think the best time that we managed was a 14.2665, which isn't too shabby. Did mean that we were slightly above our dial-in time, but we could work on that. And qualifying is set by how close you get to your dial-in time. Above, because breaking out would disqualify you. So importantly, I'm pleased to say we qualified 11th out of approximately 32 cars. So after cooling down, after those qualifications, we were back to the classroom for a debrief, and then we were out for eliminations. Traditionally, drag racing is both cars set off the line, and whoever crosses the line first wins. The fastest drag racers also had the deepest pockets, and it wasn't always about driver skill. Bracket racing is still about who crosses the line first wins. Therefore, like other competitive sports, there's a bit of a handicap. That means a Ford Focus, which runs a 20-second dial-in time, can beat an R35 GTR that runs a 12-second quarter mile. I don't know if they run a 12-second quarter mile, I'm just guessing. Because that means the Ford Focus gets an 8-second head start. Now, assuming they don't break out, that Ford Focus, if they cross the line first and the GTR fails to catch and pass them, that Ford Focus will win and reign triumphant over an R35 GTR. So without further ado, let's get into our first set of eliminations. Our first time going up the track against another car, this is where the thrill of drag racing really kicks in. And due to the dial-in time set, this meant that the majority of our eliminations we were chasing. So that meant the other car had to head start and I had to catch and pass to secure the win.
How did that feel? Your first race against someone?
I think I messed up the line, but I did something right because I've got through.
Woo!
So I let off towards the end because I realised there was a big gap, so I just shifted to 5th and coasted across. Whether that was the right thing to do.
What was you up against?
The Audi TT.
Nice.
Passed them about halfway down the track at 88th mile.
And straight into the next elimination. And now for round 3, and for the first time, I was being chased. It's about to get loud.
Yeah, he did.
Pleased to say that we made it through the top 32 and into the finals of the first race weekend. And let's see how we got on.
How's it feel?
Oh, it feels very good.
So with 3 wins under our belt, we went up against Chloe Millington in her 3 Series BMW in the final. Again, this saw me holding the line, with Chloe getting a head start and myself chasing. There was now certainly a buzz in the air. Unfortunately, this was the moment I experienced my first loss in drag racing. However, it was to a much better driver. So hats off to Chloe, who won the first race weekend. Pretty gutted with this loss. I had no idea what really went wrong. I hadn't made that mistake in qualifying, so whether it was the pressure of looking across to another car and just the whole excitement of racing against someone, there's a lot to learn. With race weekend 1 complete and a spot of lunch, we were back out all ready for race weekend 2. And this again started with a new set of qualifications. And I'm pleased to say that in this qualification run, we obtained our personal best for the day.
I know.
PB's great.
What do you think you got, Ben?
14.6.
Huh?
14.6.
13.9.
What? You just told me a 14.6.
13.9. Yeah, we were all like, yeah, he's through. Oh, hang on, that was qualifying.
Wow.
Don't break out.
There we go.
But maybe.
If you didn't catch that, that was a 13.9 second on the quarter mile. And I was chuffed with that. I really, really was. However, it was at this point that it all started to turn into mush. I was struggling. Once we got into the eliminations, I just couldn't get to grips with the car and myself. There was nothing wrong with the car. It was faultless. I was just struggling to be consistent, really. I was struggling with either the car bogging down, we were spinning the wheels and traction control kicking in, and I wasn't quite ready to experiment at this point. And I don't know if I was just trying to pursue that 13-second personal best again. And ultimately, it's not fast times that win races, it's consistency, and that's what I was lacking. However, despite it all turning into mush, I did manage to make it into the quarterfinals.
Just heading up the firing lanes now, and what you may see behind me, yes, that is the front end of a lorry. Yes, they go drag racing.
And the day was not done yet. We had the third and final race weekend ahead of us, and this included a one-shot qualifier. In all my grand wisdom, I thought this was the time to adjust the traction control and see if that would solve some of our inconsistent launches and stop the traction control interfering as much. Now, this did, I admit, feel smoother, a little bit more exciting off the line, but it didn't yield a 13-second time. So heading into our third and final set of eliminations, we were blessed with a final bit of wisdom from the Santapod team and the coaches and guides around us, and that was racing the line. Now, I explained that in bracket racing, crossing the finish line first is the aim. However, there's a little bit more to it than that, and this is where the excitement really kicks in. Because effectively, you want to narrow the win margin by as much as possible to reduce the risk of breaking out yourself. Because if you cross the line first but break out, sorry, game over, you've lost. So the aim is to pass the person or have them just behind you when you cross the line so that you effectively take the win by the smallest margin. Now, putting everything we'd learned together, we went out for eliminations. And this went better this time.
Right, let's rock and wiggle.
And we made it to the semi-finals. And this was the closest race of the day. So close, in fact, that when I crossed the line, I thought I'd won. And the race was going well. I'd passed him, I'd let off, I'd even started touching the brakes. However, unfortunately, it wasn't enough. That narrow win that I was talking about, we both broke out. He broke out by 1/1000th of a second, and I broke out by 200ths of a second. But again, the better driver won. Despite being knocked out in the semi-finals, I was much happier to go out that way than making a fumble like I did in the first final. Now, I'm pleased to say that Chloe, who knocked us out in the final of the first race weekend, went on to win the entire event. And the chap in the Mercedes that knocked us out in the semi-final of the final race weekend went on to come second place. And actually, that put me third place. Unfortunately, this didn't come from the day because drag racing doesn't recognise third place, so no silverware there. It's just the way it goes. So that means I am very hungry for the season ahead to see if we can nab ourselves a first or second. I'll try my best. However, I'm not expecting this year to be easy. In fact, I'm expecting it to be incredibly challenging. Sports Mini T brings some of the closest racing you will see. And what a day that was. I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it. It was so much learning and driving packed into run one day. We did 19 runs total, and it was intense. I was expecting a lot more time to reflect on the day, hence filming it in this glorious garage of mine. But I do want to give a massive thanks to the Santapod team and everyone that came to volunteer for the day, the marshals, the start line team, fellow racers from not just the Sportsman Championship, but other championships and people that just came along to help for the day. It really, really made it. It was an incredibly friendly environment, and I couldn't recommend it more to anyone. So if you've ever thought about giving drag racing a go next year, sign yourself up to Dialing Day. You don't have to commit to the season, you don't have to commit to anything. Just turn up for the day. There were plenty of people doing just that. I'm not going to go over all the secrets that were covered in at Dialing Day, because I want to A, inspire you to go along to a Dialing Day yourself, and B, drop me a comment if you want to know more.
I only came here for Ben.
And I'd also like to say a really big special thank you to our friends in Team Riley Racing and Team T-Caddy Racing, alongside our cameraman Hayden from JKE Raceworks, who is actually the 950 bike champion, and of course Lorna, who did 16,000 steps running round on the day, filming, supporting, feeding, watering me. So thank you. And I will see you in April at Festival of Power. If you want to come along and say hello, please do. If you're not there, tune into the live stream. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the flippity flip.
Testing.
Ooh. Lighting. Where am I going with this? Lights, camera, action. Ugh, this is harder than I thought. No, it's not theoretical. First. No. The second. No. The last. Take 10 million. Drag racing. Look. Oh, God. Hey Siri, stop recording.